What's going on to you, Sagittarius? So you Sagittarius have the Eight of Swords, the Hierophant, which is Sagittarius and Taurus, and the Six of Swords. So these three cards right here for you, y'all got a lot of crazy stuff. Don't worry, we gonna get into it. So, basically, I'm skipping over about, let me see, 5, 7. I'm skipping over about 7 cards, basically. But it needs to come from this perspective, otherwise it won't make sense. You have the Six of Cups, someone that misses you, that wants to come back. And maybe you, at this point, will hear from some people trying to reach their goofy selves back on out to you, right? Trying to create that lifeline again. And this is why it is I say I had to skip over these cards in order for it to make sense. Because when you go back to the very beginning, right, the Eight of Swords, this is about how this person before, right, your history with them is not necessarily so good, the one that's coming back, because they are the type of people to ignore the difficulties that you have had and the difficulties that they've caused you while the two of you were together. So you, Sagittarius, realized at some point they're not really worth trusting anymore because of the fact that they would scapegoat you, blame everything on you, and make it all your fault. And the Hierophant and the Six of Swords represents, here you are trying to be, very patient with them and trying to understand things from both perspectives, yours and theirs, but they wasn't really trying to understand it from your perspective. It was all about what they wanted and how they think and where they are in life and what they wanted. And it was always about them. So now a lot of you Sagittarius had to, unfortunately, adjust to that type of nonsense. So you realize how terrible that was, doing that. So what is it that you Sagittarius did to make sure that you ain't got to deal with that? Y'all left. The Six of Swords represent you wanted to be out. You let them know if they're going to act like this, you definitely wanted to be out. The Lovers was about them thinking that they thought that they always had, this ex always thought that they had you wrapped around their finger. But this is what I mean when I say that wasn't really an ex, though, because most people really exist in situationships, right? So this person may not have really been in an ex, because you may not have really been in a relationship like that, as far as what it means. This is just, I'm not saying that you wasn't. I'm saying that this may have been someone who, in their head, it's something else, but to you, it was a relationship. And the thing about it is that the Lovers and the King of Cups is about how you have to understand that sense. Because of that, don't trip because you got out of that nonsense. You wasn't really planning on sticking around someone who, really didn't even make any sense, because everything was just so confusing how much they would move the goalposts. It would just seem like one minute you're good, the next minute they seemed to have a problem with you. And obviously you wasn't really down for that type of stuff in the first place. So you, like I said, so you left. You decided to stop hanging out with them. The Nine of Cups and the King of Swords represent you have way more, self-worth than that. And not just that, but also who you Sagittarius are just naturally, the idea that Sagittarius is not really a zodiac sign for you to be stressing. The fire signs are not really zodiac signs for you to be stressing, especially when it comes to relationships, because when it comes to fire signs, the fire signs will leave. The air signs may go through a little bit of stress with somebody, but you know what I'm saying? And the other signs may go through a little bit of stress with somebody, but fire signs, not. If a person tries to pressure the fire signs with a little bit too much trouble, and they are supposed to be a romantic interest, the person that you're talking to, in a relationship with, getting to know someone that you just, an acquaintance, and the person starts pressing them with all of this issues. Ultimately, a person that's in a relationship with the fire sign, you Sagittarius, you may last a little bit longer with them, but 9 chances out of 10, you're gonna leave eventually. That's just how fire signs are built. A lot of y'all are not built to take romantic pressure like that. A person just on your head and making you feel terrible, you will leave. And that's what happened with this person. So now the 6 of Cups comes around. Here they are trying to reach back out to you, Sagittarius, and get in your, get on your good side again. But it just seems like, again, the 4 of Pentacles, you not interested in hearing any of it, because it's just all hogwash to you, Sagittarius. It's all like, now you want to come back and say what up, and you know what I'm saying, and make it seem like everything is so good. How come now all of a sudden you want to come back? Everything just seems like nonsense, BS. That's what it seems like to you. And then you have the Magician, right? And the Magician is about you, Sagittarius. You would rather be single than to be with this person. If you had to make a choice, you'd rather be single. Would you want to be in a close bond with somebody? Yeah. But comparatively to, you'd rather be single than to be with this person that's trying to come back. So let's clarify the Magician. Justice, 2 of Cups, Queen of Wands, the Magician again, Queen of Wands. Yeah. Justice and the 2 of Cups. This is what it is that they deserve. How can they think that you, Sagittarius, are actually going to trust them again when they spent so much time betraying that trust that you were trying to establish? Now, all of a sudden, when they can't find anybody to take them seriously because they tried to run the same game on you that they did to somebody else and it didn't work out, now they goofy behind the back, and the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands represents, you're not having it though, because they're coming in with the same nonsense. You just don't trust them. You see them as being in trouble. Even if they're not coming in with the same nonsense at first, you still not believing it, because they're not trustworthy, and history tells a tale. So let's clarify the 6 of Cups. The Moon, King of Cups, Empress, 4 of Wands. Like it is that I said. Here they are, the Moon and the King of Cups. After giving it some thought, they made a decision that they want to come back. You know what that means? That means that after they ran out there into the world, thinking that they were so fly, overvaluing themselves, like I've been trying to teach you, Sagittarius, about how a lot of people overvalue themselves. They shoot for the moon, and then they end up getting shot down. The moon ends up smacking them down and saying, nope, go back down to earth. You are not a star. And what happens? Now they decide to come back. The the Empress and the 3 of Wands. The 3 of Wands represent you have moved forward, and the Empress represents their royal pomposity and how now they're trying to look back. They're trying to do the reach back. They're like this. Their body is turned this way, but their head is like this, like, oh, they're moving the goalpost again. They were so fly and so gangster and all of this, but at the same time, it's now they're trying to reach back and trying to say what's up to you again. And the Three of Wands is about you, Sagittarius, being like, this ain't gonna work. That's a whole dub for you. We are in a Mercury retrograde, though. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video.